Welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports, man. It's your guy Noah here with Full the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today, man. We have some very bad news, some good news, some updates, injury updates. Look at this upcoming matchup against the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football, and much more Baltimore Ravens news, man. So let's go ahead and dive into the content. At number 1, let's go ahead and start off with the final injury report that the Baltimore Ravens just put out. They have several key players that have already been ruled out. On the Lions side, the only player they have ruled out is Marcus Davenport, who's a pretty big piece on their defense. They're very talented linebacker Jack Campbell is questionable. Taylor Decker is questionable. Kirby Joseph, talented safety. DJ Reed, talented defensive back, all questionable. But for the Ravens, we have a very big concern for Nnamdi Madubuike. John Harbaugh said that they are still evaluating the situation to see what they're going to do.
I really can't share any details on the injury itself, but it's something that they're looking at. You know, he came up with some symptoms after the game. Nothing specific in the game where we saw it actually happen, but they're dealing with the symptoms and they're testing right now, so he will be ruled out for this game, and they're going to try to get to the bottom of it.
So to me, what that sounds like, what was kind of insinuated is this going to be a surgery or a rehab type of thing? You're hoping with a neck injury, it's not a long-term thing. It's really weird because this thing just kind of popped up. We didn't really see an injury happen during a game. John Harbaugh said after the game there was no season-ending injuries, nothing concerning. However, this Madubuike neck injury seems to be of pretty high concern here. Harbaugh made it clear that the Ravens and Madubuike are still determining the next course of action. But as Jeff Zrebiec says, anytime you hear neck injury and further testing, it's pretty concerning. And he says Madubuike would be pretty high on the list of guys the Ravens can least afford to lose long term. I mean, we're talking about a guy that has been a dominant pass rusher. He leads the Baltimore Ravens in sacks this year, has had 2 games back-to-back games with sack production, and a very impressive pressure percentage as well. I mean, he's kind of the core piece in the middle of that defense that really stirs the drink. We'll talk about some trade options here in a second if the Ravens were to lose Nnamdi Madubuike long term, but let's look at the other Ravens on this injury report. It's looking like Isaiah Likely is ruled out. He will not strap up against these Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. Cornerback Nate Wiggins is a full participant in Saturday's practice and has no injury designation. But the other guys that are ruled out, Kyle Van Noy, which means Mike Green is going to have another big opportunity, as well as David Ojabo. Tavius Robinson's been getting a lot of snaps, so these guys will have their opportunity to shine in the all-black uniforms on Monday Night Football, man. Patrick Ricard, our big Hawkin fullback, is still not playing. This calf is really lingering for him. Madubuike, like we said, he's already ruled out, and Isaiah Likely was a limited practice all throughout the week. He's ruled out as well. However, Isaiah Likely, he did say that when he comes back, he does want to be 100%. He said, you guys don't want a partial me. He said, you guys want the full me, and this offense is plenty explosive to get the job done without me in the meantime, which he's right, man, because back-to-back, this Ravens offense has put up over 40 points and really some dominant offensive performances. First week against those Bills, it was a lot of success on the ground with some explosive passing plays and some touchdowns from Lamar. And then in the second game against the Browns, they shut down the run game, and Lamar Jackson was still super efficient and decided to dish out 4 passing touchdowns. Very well could have been a 5th one if DeAndre Hopkins wasn't dropped at the half-yard line. So Charlie Kolar, Mark Andrews are going to be taking these reps here at tight end and have their opportunity to shine. We haven't seen a lot of targets go into the tight ends yet, but we have a lot of receivers. Devontae Walker really emerging, Talon Wallace emerging. We have, of course, DeAndre Hopkins making these spectacular catches where Lamar Jackson and him really have built some trust throughout training camp, and you're seeing that bleed into the games. And then you got Bateman, who's a first-round pick, and Zay Flowers, who's a first-round pick. So plenty of mouths to feed. All right, guys. So as we know, man, we are in full swing in the season right now with some absolutely fire home games coming up for the Baltimore Ravens. Man, as you guys know as well, I just moved about an hour away from Baltimore, and I tell you what, there is no atmosphere like M&T Bank Stadium, and SeatGeek is my #1 option for looking at these tickets. If I'm trying to find the best deal on Baltimore Ravens tickets, whether it's home or away games, I'm going to SeatGeek, which is why I want to give SeatGeek a huge thank you for sponsoring today's video, man. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. So we got football season, we have MLB playoffs, and SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And as you guys know, we came through for you guys. You can use code FLOCK for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. This is an absolutely awesome opportunity. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code FLOCK. Make sure to click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And again, thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. And #2, Derrick Henry says that he just didn't play well against the Browns. I think there wasn't many holes opened up for him to go to. There wasn't a lot of options, but he's the type of dude that if the results aren't there, he's going to put the blame on himself. And that's what he did, man. He said, I got to be better. I got to continue to get better, break tackles, find a way. And despite the running game, despite the offensive line not opening a lot of holes, Derrick Henry still takes the blame. That's why he is as good as he is. That's why he's the leader he is. At #3, let's talk about this Madubuike thing. If the Baltimore Ravens were to lose Madubuike long-term, like for the season, in my opinion, you'd have to go out and trade for somebody to maintain this defense to be a high-caliber enough defense to go win a Super Bowl championship. Travis Jones is a great piece, and I think he's going to continue to emerge. But if Travis Jones were to go down, you're left looking pretty thin. You're looking at a 6th-round rookie with Peebles, Jenkins, and Broderick Washington. So a couple of options out there. Miami Dolphins started the season 0-3. And originally a Baltimore Ravens 7th-round pick is Zach Sealer. This dude has 20 sacks the last 2 seasons, had 10 sacks in 2023, 10 sacks in 2024, 63 tackles and 55 tackles. He's 30 years old, 6'6", 300 pounds, and I think would be a good fit into this Baltimore Ravens defense if they needed to trade for somebody. The Dolphins don't look like contenders, so that's a guy I'm looking at. Also, the Giants have started 0-2, and they happen to have a star nose tackle in Dexter Lawrence that would definitely move the needle for the Baltimore Ravens. There's also some other guys out there. Let me know who you guys think, in the comment section below. At #4, in preparation for this matchup against the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions addressed the media, as the coaching staff always does before these big matchups. And their defensive coordinator just straight out admitted, he said, man, this Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson is keeping me up at night, making me lose a lot of sleep. Here's what he had to say.
What does Lamar do well? Everything. What does he not do well? Nothing. I mean, he could beat you all different ways. Run game, pass game. Pass game, he could do it in the pocket, out of the pocket. So, I mean, it's why he's who he is, multi-year MVP in this league, and have the utmost respect for this player. He's a dynamic player in this league, and he's hard to prepare for. I've gotten a lack of sleep this week due to him, so I make sure I let him know that after this game. In a year, this isn't a deciding factor of who's going to the Super Bowl or anything, but it is a litmus test for us and let us know where do you really stand against the big boys in the league.
At #4, another guy that could make an impact on this defense if he's fully healthy is Jair Alexander, who had a heck of a training camp, had a couple of cleanup things going on and recovery things going on with his knee as he was recovering from that surgery. He just didn't look like himself. He had 1 week of practice right before that first game against the Buffalo Bills. Didn't have a great showing. Didn't look very confident. Didn't get a lot of reps before that week of practice. So they wanted to get him right, mentally and physically, and get him prepared. And here's what John Harbaugh had to say.
Yeah, it's been an honest dialogue. It's just a really good conversation. He, myself, and Chuck, and Sam Rosengarten have all been involved in this, along with obviously trainers. But He's doing great, and you know it's going to be sooner rather than later. I'll tell you that much. He's practicing. He's coming along really well, and he's chomping at the bit for sure. And you know, I just want to be fair to him, you know, and do the right thing.
And number 5, one guy who's a rookie that's making an impact on this defense is Teddy Buchanan. Dude played 82% of the snaps in the last showing, already getting the nod over Trenton Simpson as the starting linebacker as a 4th-round draft pick. The Ravens have really liked what they've seen out of Buchanan. And, man, the Ravens rookies, especially on defense, are having an opportunity to shine very quickly. Malachi Starks is a starter. Aeneas Peebles is about to get a massive influx of action with Matabike out. Mike Green is basically stepping in for Kyle Van Noy and the reps that he's missing. So with Van Noy and Matabike probably going to IR, or at least missing several games, Aeneas Peebles, Mike Green, Malachi Starks, man, these dudes are going to have an opportunity to step up, plus what we're already seeing out of Teddy Buchanan. This could be a very, I like what I'm seeing so far, but the Ravens, like hitting on some of these draft picks, especially in the later rounds on defense, could really save their season, could really make a big difference in helping the Ravens stay afloat as some other guys get healthy. So yeah, man, the Ravens pulling out the All Blacks Monday Night Football in Baltimore, and I'm here for it. I'm excited, despite the Ravens not being fully healthy. Definitely, you know, Patrick Ricard, Van Noy, Matabike likely are big injuries, but the Ravens still have plenty of talent to be able to get the job done. And the most important guy on offense is Lamar Jackson. When you got Lamar Jackson, you always got a chance, but there's still a lot of dudes out there like Flowers, like Bateman, like, you know, Derrick Henry and the guys. They have the guys to get it done. On defense, still plenty of talent. Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, and dudes are just gonna have to step up and make plays in this big time moment, because whoever loses this game is entering into week 4 at 1-2. Yeah, man, you don't want to start the season 1-2 with a losing record, and whoever walks away with a victory here is going to start off 2-1, which makes a big difference, man. And these Detroit Lions coming off a big game where they blew out the Chicago Bears and are feeling themselves, man, having some confidence rolling into this game. So the Ravens going to have to do everything they can to stifle that confidence early and come out here with a big win, man. Reminder that we are going live every Monday night with Ryan from the Flock Rundown. So we'll be live right before the game on Monday night. Probably from 7 till right up until kickoff, man. So I'm looking forward to the game on Monday. Man, I love you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's content, man, make sure to leave the video a like. It really does help out the channel. Love you all. We'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.